Wow, what an unexpected moment. An old man, dressed just like the robbers, walks out of his house only to get tackled by the police and bound. He tells the cops there are 4 robbers, all dressed the same as the hostages. This left the police in a pickle as they couldn't identify the targets inside the bank from a distance. Even the snipers across the street seemed useless, and shockingly, the robbers hadn't made any demands yet. All they could do was sit tight for now. Meanwhile, the secretary had just informed the chairman, Old White, about the bank heist. After all the storm seas withered, Old White was calm at first. When he learned it was his first NY branch being robbed, his face turned ghostly. He quickly dialed Congressman Medlin, arranging a confidential meeting at a secluded beach where eavesdropping would prove particularly challenging. But Medlin, with years of experience in politics, was not an easy nut to crack. Just imagine, a top billionaire like Old White dialing him up was certainly big news. Facing Medlin's suspicions, Old White finally spoke. It turned out that there was a file in the robbed bank safe, and if exposed, it could wipe out all of Old White's accumulated wealth. Faced with this dilemma, but Medlin exuded confidence, rushing to City Hall to find the mayor. Despite the mayor's crazy busy schedule, he paused to greet Medlin warmly. However, once they entered the secure room, the mayor's expression flipped. Clearly, Medlin held some leverage over him and demanded to be taken to the bank heist scene. He even demanded the on-scene commander let him meet the robbers. I mean, if it were easy, we wouldn't have this. Nothing is simple. Y'all just need to give him a few records. I might have to give you a few. That's what you can manage. At this point, the robber shoved another hostage out, bound and with suspected explosives dangling around his neck. The SWAT team cautiously approached and slowly removed it, only to find it was just a plain drawer with a note from the robbers. They demanded 2 fully fueled buses and a spray-painted otherwise they would start executing a hostage every hour. Oh, and by the way, they already planted bombs inside the bank. Obviously, the police couldn't completely concede to the robbers' demands. But Fro suggested they buy time. Wait for robbers to negotiate, hiding police intentions. Suddenly, they opened the door again. 2 robbers escorted an identically dressed hostage out, who handed a note to police. They demanded the police immediately deliver food and water for 50 people, and finally, a chance arose. Fro instructed his team to hide a listening device in a pizza box, which he personally delivered. This was his first chance to face the robber boss directly. Fro attempted to squeeze useful info from him, but the seasoned robber just played it cool, not saying a word. Now, the listening device in the pizza box became their only breakthrough. Fro and his team monitored every single conversation inside the bank, but the robbers spoke entirely in a foreign language. Fro quickly summoned a language expert from headquarters. The expert was left bewildered and thought, this thrilling plot deserves a girlfriend to watch. Find love seriously on real love, high education, quality, thorough checks. No fake profiles, you control the choices. Browse and choose your favorites with real love. At this moment, Fro had an idea New York's immigrants might understand. He ordered his team to play the robbers' chat over a loudspeaker. Next, he approached the crowd outside the perimeter for help. Sure enough, in less than 10 seconds, he got an answer. A construction worker informed him that the language was Albanian, but he couldn't decipher the content either. After all, his ex-wife was Albanian, so he was told. Fro asked the worker to fetch his ex-wife. On arrival, she gave Fro a bag of tickets, saying, deal with these first. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Fro reluctantly agreed. But the instant the woman heard the recording in the car, she burst into laughter. Turns out, it wasn't even the robbers talking. It was a pre-recorded speech by the president of Albania. They all got played. The robbers predicted the cops would try to eavesdrop through the food, so they pretended to be monitored to buy time, just as the robbers were clearly plotting something big. They would switch out hostages every hour to break any connections among them. To confuse hostages, when switched, a robber disguised it as one to mingle. Not only that, but robbers pretended to be hostages, causing chaos, throwing off hats and masks. Just as the emotions of the hostages were stoked, a partner appeared at the door to drag the fake hostage away. The accomplices dragged the fake hostage, striving to create panic amid blood-curdling screams. The remaining hostages were so terrified they didn't dare make a peep, while the robber boss was busily preparing something. He quietly approached safe 392 in the bank vault with his accomplices, using custom tools to crack it open. He lifted the lid, revealing a top-secret document with storage stamps, and beneath that were dozens of black bags stuffed with diamonds. Meanwhile, reluctant to stay passive, Fro decided to take action. He called the robbers, who warned him to prepare everything otherwise they would go on a killing spree against the hostages. Fro could only try to stall. A private jet doesn't just materialize. As Fro pondered strategies, the mayor personally arrived but disregarded the heist. His main goal was to get Fro to figure out how to bring Medlin into the bank. Though reluctant, Fro had to agree under pressure from the mayor. Fro redialed the robber boss, telling him someone wanted to meet. To his surprise, just 2 quick sentences from Medlin got the robbers to eagerly agree. He entered the bank alone, patted down by robbers, then met the boss face to face. Medlin spoke bluntly. Medlin informed the robber that they were completely surrounded and the police wouldn't be providing a plane. The only way out was to collaborate with him. He promised robbers 3 years jail for freedom, plus $2 on release. Condition: retrieve item from safe. Medlin thought he could manage the robbers. Hey, like and subscribe.